It started on an ordinary Tuesday evening. Mark came home from work exhausted, shoulders slumped, his face worn down by a long day. I was already irritated. The sink was full of dishes, laundry was piled high, and dinner was late. I had been waiting for him to help, but he walked in and went straight to the couch without saying a word. My frustration boiled over. I snapped at him, accusing him of not caring, of leaving me to do everything alone. He stayed quiet at first, but when he finally muttered, "I'm trying my best," something inside me broke. I don't even know what came over me. Maybe it was months of built-up resentment, or maybe I wanted to hurt him where it would matter most. I looked straight at him and said the one thing I should never have said. "Your best? Please, Mark. Even in bed you can't satisfy me. Your friend Dan could probably do better." The words left my mouth before I understood their weight. The moment I said them, his face changed. It wasn't anger at first. It was pain. His eyes locked on me, and his lips trembled, like he couldn't believe I had gone that far. For a long moment, silence filled the room. He didn't yell. He didn't break anything. He simply stood up, walked to the bedroom, and closed the door behind him. That silence was worse than any argument we'd ever had. When I finally went to apologize, I found him sitting on the edge of the bed, his head in his hands. He didn't look up. He just said quietly, "You can't take that back, Sarah. You can't." That night, he slept on the couch, and the next morning he left early without a word. Days passed, and the tension grew heavier than anything I'd ever felt. Mark became colder, distant, like something deep inside him had shut down. He still spoke to me, but only when necessary. No more playful banter, no random hugs, just short sentences and long silences. I had destroyed something sacred, his trust, his confidence, and maybe his love. I tried to fix it. I cooked his favorite meals, wrote him a note, even tried to initiate intimacy, but he gently pulled away. "Don't," he said, his voice flat. "I can't pretend that didn't happen." I cried that night, realizing how words can destroy more than actions ever could. It wasn't just what I said. It was what it revealed, my lack of respect in that moment. Weeks went by, and we lived like strangers under the same roof. He started spending more time at the gym with friends, staying late at work. I stayed up waiting for him, listening to the quiet hum of our house that once felt alive. Every time he came home, I tried to catch his eyes, but he looked past me like I wasn't there. The warmth that used to live in his gaze had been replaced by emptiness. One evening, I gathered the courage to speak. "Mark, please. I didn't mean it. I was angry. I was stupid." He looked at me for the first time in weeks and said, "That's the thing, Sarah. Anger shows the truth we hide when we're calm." His voice didn't rise, but it cut through me like a blade. He walked past me, and I knew then I had lost something I couldn't repair. Months later, we're still together, but nothing feels the same. He's polite, responsible, and respectful, but the love is gone. The man who once kissed me goodnight now turns his back. The laughter we shared feels like it belonged to someone else. I mocked him in a moment of rage, but I'm the one living with the echo of my own cruelty. Now, every time I see him smile faintly at something on his phone, or look away when I touch him, I remember that single line and how it ended us without a fight or a tear. It wasn't betrayal or infidelity that broke us. It was one sentence spoken in anger that shattered his pride, his trust, and our marriage. I used to believe love could survive anything, but now, when he looks at me, or when he doesn't, I understand something painful. Sometimes it isn't what we do that destroys love.